Everyone, from today we'll be starting class 10th maths NCERT syllabus. So before we move on to chapter 1, let's look at the chapters that we have for class 10th maths. First we have real numbers, then we have polynomials, then we have pair of linear equations in two variables, then quadratic equations, arithmetic progression, then we have triangles, then coordinate geometry, introduction to trigonometry, some applications of trigonometry, circles, constructions, areas related to circles, surface areas and volumes, statistics, and then finally we have probability. So now let's move on to chapter 1, that is real numbers. So before we start with this chapter, let me tell you how many videos we are going to have related to this chapter. So in total we'll be having 4 videos related to this chapter. The first video will be about introduction, that is this video, and second video will be about one of the important property that is mentioned in this chapter, that is Euclid's division algorithm, and third video will be about again the other important property mentioned in this chapter, that is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. And last video, that is fourth video and very important video, here we will be dealing mainly with the previous year problems that came related to this chapter. So I'll write it just as problem solving. I hope this is clear to everyone now. So now let's start with this chapter. Let's look at the flowchart of numbers so that we can get a brief overview of what numbers are. So let me draw flowchart of numbers. Let me draw flowchart of number here. So we have number. So we all know that basically numbers is divided into two parts. The first one is real number, that is the chapter itself, name itself, and the next one is imaginary number, which we won't be looking much into because we do not use this number in our chapter. So first let's look at the real numbers. In real numbers we have again two types. The first one is rational numbers, and then we have irrational number. Irrational number, I hope you have studied already in class 9. That is, those are the numbers which are neither repeating nor terminating, are called as irrational numbers. Say for example pi, whose value is 3.14 and it just continues on. We do not see any recurring or terminating thing in this number. Then we have rational numbers. In rational numbers we again have two types. The first one is fractions, then we have integers. So fractions are those numbers which can be expressed in form of ratios, say like 5 by 10 or 2 by 3. Any number which you can express in form of ratios are called as fractions. In integers we have three types. The first one, positive integer, then we have negative integer, and then we have 0. So negative integers are those integers which have negative sign in front of them, say -2, -3. Here we have negative sign, so these are called negative integers. 0 is neither positive integer nor negative integer, and all those integers excluding negative integers are called positive integers, say like 2, 3, 4 and so on. So I hope this is clear to you about the numbers. Now let's start the important topics that we are going to study in this numbers. The first important thing that we are going to study in this chapter is Euclid's division algorithm. Euclid's division algorithm. So name itself says that it deals with division of something. What is that something? Division of two positive integers. So it basically deals with division of two positive integers. And why do we basically use this thing in this chapter? We use this to find HCF of two positive integers. The main reason of learning this algorithm is to find HCF of two integers. The second one property which we are going to learn from this chapter is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So in last property we have seen that it deals with division. In this we'll be seeing something related to multiplication of positive integers, and this property has two main applications. The first one is to prove the irrationality of many of numbers that we have already studied in class 9th. So we will just write it as to prove irrationality. Like for examples of irrational numbers are like √2, √3, pi, and many more. And the second important application of this property is to explore when exactly the decimal expansion of rational number, say p by q, and q is not equal to 0, is terminating and when it is non-terminating recurring. So that's the main reason we are going to learn this properties. So I hope this was clear to everyone. What are we going to basically deal in this chapter and what are the things we are going to learn. And if you like the video, press that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel to get more updates of these kind of videos. And I have attached the notes in the description below, so if you want you can download it from there. Thank you.